The following is a special PW60 presentation.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, the Lightskingagin, Denard Ramon, and I am here to give you my review of Stardom's Flashing Champions. And before I begin, I'd like to apologize because I really wanted to get this video out sooner. However, I've been putting in countless hours of overtime working, and not to mention, me and my brother are actually preparing for another move here. I know we moved recently last year, but it's that time again, and we're getting set to pack some stuff up and start the whole process all over again. So get ready for that. I also want to take this time to thank the Pro Wrestling 60 family. I want to thank Mr. B-Roll, XL, the OG, Bree, Corey Clark, thank Dad Hat. I want to thank Extreme League Wrestling, Irish Red Blitz, J-Nose Wrestling. I want to thank Husky Rhodes, Best Gout Machine, Sienna Chanel. I want to thank the Wrestletok Drip God and Hambone himself, Michael Duplessis, and of course Brian's House of Random. All of these guys have been very, very welcoming and have allowed me to go ahead and contribute to their platform and be the voice of Joshi, so to speak. Once again, you guys, thank you for being so welcoming and allowing me to contribute to this platform. Now, a weekend that saw a lot of wrestling from various different promotions, such as WWE's Night of Champions, AEW's Double or Nothing, FSW versus GCW 2, Impact Wrestling's Under Siege event, NXT Battleground, New Japan Pro Wrestling's Best of the Super Juniors 30 final. It was Stardom who also would contribute to this with their Flashing Champions event. And the buzz that was surrounding this event would be who would walk out of Otis City General Gymnasium as the double champion. Because for your main event, it would be champion versus champion, title for title, as Tam Nakano would defend the World of Stardom Championship against Mina Shirakawa, who would be simultaneously defending her Wonder of Stardom Championship. More on that event here in a little bit, because now we're going to go ahead and review match by match, starting out with the dark match. Your first match was a dark match to kick off the event, to kind of get the crowd who was in attendance and just filing in, ready for the evening's attractions, so to speak. Typically, your Stardom dark matches happen with newer talent and also with a little bit of veteran talent, to kind of help in the progression of the younger talent, much like how the Young Lions work with some of the vets, in the beginning of their shows. However, this first match would be a dark match that pitted Stars members Momo Kogo and Saya Ida versus Queen's Quest member Lady C. Originally, this match was scheduled to be a tag team match that pitted Stars against Queen's Quest, Momo Kogo and Saya Ida versus Lady C and Miyu Amasaki. However, Miyu Amasaki had to pull out due to an injury, so therefore this match was quickly made into a three-way contest. And this match was free on YouTube. You can go ahead and check it out on Stardom's YouTube channel. There really wasn't much to talk about up in this match. Lady C uses a lot of her size and power, seeing that she is the taller individual of this match, standing at about 5 feet 10 inches tall, and uses her size to her advantage very, very well. Utilizing moves such as the choke slam. However, Saya Ida does try to match her power for power, because if you ever watch Saya Ida, she is known as the strong girl of the Stars unit. She is very, very powerful. Given her small stature, she only stands about 4 feet 8 inches tall, but is incredibly strong for her size. Overall, if you want to check this match out, go ahead and click on over on YouTube to the Stardom official YouTube channel. It is up there. Go ahead and give it a click, see if you like it, just in case you want to see the progression of sort of the younger talent, such as Momo Kogo, Saya Ida, not generally new, but, she's definitely starting to progress more and more as time goes on, as well as Lady C. Also on the pre-show that happened to be on Stardom's official YouTube channel, they actually opened up with the opening match to Flashing Champions, that being a tag team match that involves Shuri and Aya Sakura taking on the team of Rebel and Enemy, Ram Kaichou, and Maika Ozaki. Now, as many of you know, Shuri is a former World of Stardom champion. She's also competed in combat sports. She's competed in kickboxing. Pancrase. She's competed in the UFC. In fact, she was the first ever queen of Pancrase's strawweight division. But I actually really like this pairing of Shuri and Aya Sakura, and I do apologize. I know in many of my previous TikTok videos, I've mispronounced her name and pronounced it with her last name first and her first name second. It is Aya Sakura. However, I know traditionally Japanese, you pronounce the last name first. So my apologies, gomen nasai. But like I was saying, I do enjoy this pairing of Aya Sakura and Shuri because Aya Sakura as well has a karate background. We learned about her karate background when she ended her training and debuted at the New Blood Premium event against then World of Stardom champion Julia. Hopefully this pairing goes and leads into something. Hopefully it leads into Aya being a part of Shuri's unit of God's Eye. Taking on this makeshift team would be the team of Rebel and Enemy, Ram Kaichou, and Maika Ozaki. If you've never heard of these two are freelancers who have made their names in various other promotions. Maika Ozaki's actually wrestled for promotions such as World Woman Pro Wrestling Diana, as well as Actress Girls. Ram Kaichou, on the other hand, has wrestled for promotions such as DDT Pro, Tama Pro, and Wrestling of Darkness 666. However, both of these women have made a name for themselves very big in the Ice Ribbon promotion, where the name of Rebel and Enemy is a team name used for a faction that they used in the Ice Ribbon promotion. In fact, it was Ram Kaichou, Maika Ozaki, Maya Yuhiki, and current GCW Ultra-Violent champion Rina Yamashita who formulate this group known as Rebel and Enemy. I mean, from the very jump when this match was announced, you kind of knew exactly who was going to take the fall in this match. However, if you are a fan of Ram, and I know most fans of Joshi are, go ahead and check out this match because you have your typical Ram antics as well. Maika Ozaki, I'm really starting to get into as well. She's very talented in the ring, and I've always been a fan of Shuri. Our second match on the card happens to be a 6-woman tag team match involving members of Queen's Quest Hina, Saya Kamitani, and Utami Hayashishita, taking on the team from Wrestletok known as Young Oed, Starlight Kid, Rina, the Future of Stardom champion, as well as Ruaka. Opening to this match, I loved the callback with the long robes. Of course, they came out in different color robes, red, white, and black. Traditionally, Wrestletok comes out with black robes. Now, they didn't do their, dance from like way back in the day. However, it was still fun and entertaining and a very nice callback, and something that I enjoy personally is a callback to the past. There was no dancing, of course, because this is a very different version of Wrestletok. This Wrestletok is a very dangerous version of Wrestletok, where they're not here to make you smile and laugh. They are here to kick ass and take names. And if you have a problem with that, cry to your mama. As for Queen's Quest, I've been a part of this running gag on my socials with the whole Queen's Quest is fine gimmick. Callback sort of to the Bullet Club is fine Civil War storyline that they ran in New Japan years ago, but you can pretty much tell that tensions are still there, especially involving the two members of Aphrodite, Utami Hayashishita and Saya Kamitani. The tension further speculated towards the middle of the match, where Hina is holding Ruaka, and Saya and Utami try and go for a lariat spinning heel kick combination on Ruaka. However, Ruaka moves out of the way and they accidentally hit Hina. This is very important because prior to this match, they have been having miscommunication, but those miscommunication in matches only seem to happen between Utami and Saya. This is, I believe, the first time it actually affected another teammate of Queen's Quest. Later on, they tried for another double team move on Ruaka, in which Ruaka moved out of the way and Saya accidentally hit a missile drop kick on Utami. And as Saya goes in to console Utami, Utami pushes Saya up out of the way and they just start brawling mid-match. And like I've been doing with a lot of these matches, I'm not telling you who wins these matches because I would like you to check these matches out for yourselves. The story continues to be told here as Utami basically leaves the ring by herself, and Saya and Hina end up leaving with her, but there's so much distance between, you know, when they walk out. Normally, teams who win matches, they walk out together, they pose at the entrance, you know, after a big win, or they just kind of, you know, walk out together after a loss. Utami just kind of walked out and left her partners in the ring. You definitely tell there is visible frustration, and you can tell it especially on Saya's face that she is just frustrated with the inconsistency of and the lack of chemistry, so to speak, with the former Goddess of Stardom champions in Aphrodite. Our next match here on the card is an 8-woman tag team match that pits stars up against Club Venus. It would be Hazuki, Koguma, Hanan, and Mayu Iwatani taking on the team of Club Venus members Jessie, Mariah May, Xena, and Waka Tsukiyama. Now, my favorite part of this match is when Mariah May decided to start out the match as a request from Koguma, who decided to lay down a few ground rules. Koguma decided to lay down the ground rule that there would be no sexy Kuma. For those of you that don't know, Kuma is Japanese for bear, and Koguma's name translated means little bear. And Koguma is known for enticing her opponents into the dance of the little bear, so to speak. As for Mariah May, she's been poking fun at that, enticing people with her sexy Kuma, which is basically Mariah May twerking. So now everyone is thinking about it. I will give you 10 seconds to enjoy that thought in your head. Did you enjoy it? Okay, good. So the ground rules have been set by Koguma. No sexy Kuma, only cute Kuma. Yeah, that lasted about 10 seconds. Mariah May was out rocking and booty popping. Quickly, Waka comes out to assist Mariah, introducing Koguma to some Opai power. I'll give you time to pause and Google Translate that one. Another favorite spot up in here, and Xena is very, very, very strong. She does a spot where she puts Koguma and Hazuki on her shoulders, fireman carry style, and lands a double Samoan drop on both Hazuki and Koguma. So I thought that was pretty dope to see. Definitely encourage you guys to go check out some of Xena's matches on YouTube. Put in my notes that Mayu Iwatani is the best seller in Stardom. I would probably argue that she is the best seller, period. Meaning that when she takes a bump, it almost looks as similar, if not as great, as when Dolph Ziggler takes a bump. And I know there's a lot of Dolph Ziggler marks out there who are probably saying that's blasphemous, but I encourage you guys to watch a Mayu Iwatani match and just see how well she sells moves from her opponents and people who she's working with in the ring. I also wrote in my notes, need more Jessie. Apparently I felt this match didn't have enough Jessie in it. I only witnessed a little bit. I think she only got into the match just a very small bit. I've only seen a little bit of Jessie when she was in NXT, when it was in the later stages of the original NXT, and then they ended up making the jump to NXT 2.0. Yeah, let's just get some more Jessie in there. At the end of the match, Mayu Iwatani and Mariah May are involved in this very intense stare down where Mayu is holding the IWGP Women's Championship in Mariah's face, and Mariah May has been lobbying pretty hard for an IWGP Women's Championship match. I could actually see it happening here within the near future. Our next match is a 6-woman tag team match as Mei Seira will team up with Suzu Suzuki and Maika of Donna Del Mondo to take on the team of Nane Takahashi, Yuna Mizumori, and Hanako. Those of you guys who are unfamiliar with Mei Seira, she's a freelancer who competed in such promotions such as Marvelous, that's Women's Pro Wrestling. She's also competed in other Joshi promotions such as Pro Wrestling Wave. In fact, Mei actually competed during the 5-Star Grand Prix of 2020, and she also competed at Stardom Osaka Dream Cinderella when she challenged Izumi for the High Speed Championship in that year. Suzu Suzuki, she is a freelancer who's made her name in Pure J, as well as the Ice Ribbon promotion. Matter of fact, her whole rivalry with Julia was because that Julia left her there in the Ice Ribbon promotion, basically to fend for herself. She came up and was first introduced to the Stardom audience as a member of Prominence. However, Suzu left Prominence on April 24th to pursue other opportunities, so it's very interesting to see what will happen with Suzu here now that she's no longer affiliated with a stable or a faction, and especially since she finished within the top 3 of the 5-Star Grand Prix in block action. There really isn't much to this match other than the fact that Suzu and Maika, you start to notice, have really great chemistry working with one another. Also, it's very crazy to think about because Suzu has this rivalry with Julia. Maika is a part of Julia's faction, Donna Del Mondo. So I'm wondering if those two will eventually create some sort of betrayal storyline against Julia, because we've already seen Natsupoi leave, Shuri leave, Mirai leave the ranks of Donna Del Mondo. Himeka is retired, which basically has left Maika with really nobody who she's close to, and now she's starting to form this bond with Suzu Suzuki. It's very intriguing to watch. Like I said, I'm not going to tell you who wins. You know, I'm just saying this is a match to check out just to see where they go with this storyline. We now enter into the championship matches of the card. Our first championship match is our 3-way match for the High Speed Championship, that pitting champion Izumi defending the High Speed title against Saki Kashima and Fugiken Death. One thing to keep in mind when you watch matches that involve competitors who compete in the high-speed division, matches are wrestled at a very fast pace. Average match, I mean, they do have 30-minute high-speed matches, but they really don't last that long. In fact, this match here only lasted 5 minutes and 28 seconds. But in that time, all 3 of these women did a lot. And there were a lot of flash pin attempts, you know, Izumi constantly going for that Izumi Sushi flash pin that she utilizes, Fugiken Death using her O'Connor roll, and Saki Kashima going for the Kishkai Sei, which I've been known to say anyone can get caught in the Kishkai Sei. Another thing I liked about this match is that high-speed 3-way matches often take on the formula of a WrestleMania 20 triple threat match, where each participant is involved in very integral spots of the match. You know, your traditional triple threat formula match is 2 people work in the ring and 1 person is resting on the outside. You didn't really get too much resting because, again, it's high speed. And like I said, this match did not take long, so it felt like a lot was done with these 3 women. One thing to realize is that Izumi is going on a record-setting reign, with this being her 2nd reign as high-speed champion. She's already set a record for the most defenses with 12, and she is also going into her 458th day as high-speed champion, giving her a combined total of 678 days overall as champion, putting her 2nd on the list of the most combined days as champion, right behind Natsuki Tayo. Another thing to keep in mind, Fugiken Death already has 3 reigns under different aliases. She already has 2 reigns under the name Kaori Yoneyama, and she already has a reign under her Death Yama-san gimmick, the gimmick that she used as a member of the Tokyo Cyber Squad unit. As for Saki Kashima, she has been known to hold many championships. However, the championships that she has held have all been team-oriented championships. She already has 5 reigns as Artist of Stardom champion, as well as 1 reign as Goddess of Stardom champion alongside Mayu Iwatani. If you like fast-paced matches, I suggest checking this out, and be honest, you might actually like the heartwarming ending here. Again, I'm not going to tell you who won. Go ahead and check this match out for yourself. Next up, it is the 2nd championship match, as the Goddess of Stardom Championship was defended by the New Era's Mirai and Ami Sourei against Gold Ship members Natsuko Tora and Momo Watanabe. Before I get into this match, let me remind you, Mirai won this year's Cinderella tournament for the second year in a row. And up until that point, Mirai has not yet notified anyone of what her upcoming wish would be, meaning which championship is she going to be challenging for? It's kind of the whole caveat of the Cinderella tournament. You tend to make a wish and say, hey, I want to challenge for this championship. Mirai has yet to do that. So keep that in mind because, spoiler alert, it plays a huge part into the main event later on tonight. Other things to keep in mind, the duo of Natsuko Tora and Momo Watanabe is a very formidable one. Between these two women have a combined 9 championships in Stardom. 6 of those championships are team-based championships, that being the Goddess of Stardom Championship as well as the Artist of Stardom Championship. The match starts out very high-paced, but in typical Oedo Tai fashion, there's interference ran, and this time took under a minute. 59 seconds to be exact. There's a spot where Momo traps Mirai's leg into a chair and then attacks Mirai's leg with a baseball bat while it's trapped into the chair, so Mirai's leg gets worked over pretty hard in this match. The big story in this match was at the tail end of this match, Queen's Quest members Utami Hayashishita, Azumi, Sayakami Tani, Hina, and Lady C all came and joined up in the ring, not to challenge the winners for a possible Goddess of Stardom Championship match, but to pick a fight with the Oedo Tai. And it starts out where Utami basically brings up the whole fact that, members of Oedo Tai were talking trash on Twitter, and that just starts a big brawl between the two factions. But then, Momo decides to throw out a challenge. Why don't we have an all-out war? This time, let's do it inside of a steel cage, which the members of Queen's Quest accept. And we would find out in the days after this event that this match will take place Sunday, June 25th at Stardom Sunshine, live from Yoyogi National Gymnasium. We also learned at the press conference when this match was made official that this match will be escape rules only, meaning that in order to win this match, your entire team must escape the cage, with one little caveat. It is a loser leaves their unit, meaning the final participant in the cage that is left, that person must leave their respective unit. Now, on an event where it feels like it's been very 6-woman tag team heavy, this is the final one, I promise you. It is the Artist of Stardom Championship match. It is the team of Restart, Kairi, Natsupoi, and Saori Ano will take on the Bari Bari Bombers, Julia, Tekla, and Mai Sakurai. I know this card has featured a lot of 6-woman tag team matches and multi-person matches, but this is the last one before we get to the main event. I promise. Plus, I feel like the Artist of Stardom title seemed to be a more sought-after championship as of late, primarily because I feel like the team that really uplifted the Artist belts were Cosmic Angels members Tam Nakano, Mina Shirakawa, and Unagi Sayaka. So I feel like there have been a lot of trios and different stables that want to try to eclipse that mark that was set by the Cosmic Angels trio of Tam, Mina, and Unagi. Going into this event, it is day 34 of Restart's reign. They had just defeated Prominence members Risa Sera, Suzu Suzuki, and Hiragi Kurumi for the Artist belts. And at the press conference, very intense stare downs, to say the least. An intense stare down by Julia and Saori Ano. They have a history with one another within the Ice Ribbon promotion. Julia and Kairi, they get into an intense stare down as well, and it's just intriguing to see this generational clash between Kairi and Julia. There was the F-bomb off between Tekla and Natsupoi, further along their storytelling of how close they got when they were in DDM before Natsupoi ended up turning on Julia and leaving the Donna Del Mondo faction to join up with Tam Nakano and Cosmic Angels. One thing I tend to notice in here, there were some miscommunication spots between Saori Ano and Natsupoi that will tend to lead to some future altercations between those two as well. So stay tuned for that. Stars members Mayu Iwatani, Hazuki, and Koguma would come out and challenge the winners for the artist belts at the upcoming Stardom Sunshine event. And of course, Mayu has this look of concern because she seems to be lured out there by her fellow Stars faction mates, the team of FWC, Hazuki, and Koguma, who tend to persuade Mayu into say, hey, let's be the next to challenge here. Of course, they also tend to persuade her to challenge for them inside of a steel cage. And if you're scoring at home, that means, yes, we are getting 2 cage matches at the June 25th Stardom Sunshine event. The 6-on-6 war between Wrestletok and Queen's Quest, as well as the 6-woman tag team match between Body Body Bomb Girls and the Stars faction that they are calling STC, Stars Triple Crazy. Stardom Sunshine has a double cage main event, just like last year's Fight in the Top. And now we have arrived at the main event, the Double Crown Challenge that pits World of Stardom champion Tam Nakano versus Wonder of Stardom champion Mina Shirakawa. Now, I will say this right off the bat. I was hoping for a time limit draw finish with this match because I felt like it would ruin the whole adversity storyline between these two individuals, because when you look at these two individuals separately, they're telling their own adversity story. Looking at Mina Shirakawa, she wanted to be a wrestler growing up, but her father would not approve because she felt like she couldn't be successful. Mina worked in bars and secretly trained to become a professional wrestler, often coming home in tears from all the pain that she was in. However, look at what Mina has to show for. She's a part of a trio that has a reign of 291 days as Artists of Stardom champions. She's held the Future of Stardom Championship, albeit for 13 days, and she won the Wonder of Stardom Championship by dethroning possibly one of the more dominant champions in the last 5 years in Saya Kamitani, who, need I remind you, had a 485-day reign as champion. To me, Mina has become very successful in pro wrestling. To further drive that point to her father, she invited him to Flashing Champions at the Oda City General Gymnasium to prove that she has succeeded as a pro wrestler. However, as far as Mina's adversary Tam Nakano is concerned, Tam's story is the literal definition of adversity. She came into Stardom basically trying to find an identity. Seemed to have found a sense of belonging within the ranks of Wrestletok, was forced out of Wrestletok after losing a gauntlet match to Queen's Quest, accepted a role into Mayu Iwatani's faction, which was once known as the Stardom Army, now known as Stars, thanks to Tam Nakano. She even tried to be acknowledged as the #1 right behind Mayu Iwatani. But she could never gain Mayu's approval, and she could never gain any acknowledgement from Mayu Iwatani. And honestly, that was a huge part in Tam creating her own subgroup within the Stars unit, only to kind of force their way out of that unit and out of Mayu Iwatani's shadow. And to be perfectly honest, that's the whole reason why Tam Nakano created the Cosmic Angels subgroup before they ended up leaving the ranks of the Stars faction, only to create their own unit as Cosmic Angels. He decided to get out from underneath the shadow of not only Stars, but underneath the shadow of Mayu Iwatani and create something bigger. All in all, Tam and Mina are pretty much separate entities, however very, very similar. They're each trying to escape the shadow of their former predecessor, trying to prove not only how strong they are, but how incredibly talented they are as a professional wrestler. How ironic is it that the exact same reasons that Tam left Stars are the exact same reasons that Mina ended up leaving Cosmic Angels, doing the exact same thing, following in the footsteps that Tam did, creating a subgroup under the Cosmic Angels umbrella, so to speak, that being Club Venus. Then having that very same subgroup leave underneath the ranks of the Cosmic Angels faction to create their own faction of Club Venus. And why, you ask? Because Mina too was feeling underappreciated. With all the new incoming recruits of Colors and Natsupoi and Tam not focusing all enough time to Mina Shirakawa, I think it's pretty safe to say what goes around comes around. Which brings us now to this main event, and without spoiling who won, I will say this. One woman does walk out with both titles, and as upset as I was at this outcome, I feel like it was salvaged with the Cinderella tournament winner coming down to make her intentions known. Mirai came out to declare her wish as a result of winning the Cinderella tournament of 2023, and upon her request, she will challenge the double champ to a match July 2nd at Midsummer Champions at the Yokohama Budokan for the Wonder of Stardom Championship. Now you may be asking, why not just challenge for both belts? That was asked as well, but Mirai says she has unfinished business with the white belt. So, Mirai will challenge for the title that she tried to obtain after winning last year's Cinderella tournament. Overall, I thought this was a great main event. I definitely encourage everybody to go seek it out. Great storytelling on the part of Tam Nakano and Mina Shirakawa. So you definitely want to hop on Stardom World to go check this match out. And that is my review of Flashing Champions. Hopefully I can get these reviews out in a more timely fashion. I do apologize, especially when I'm not in the process of moving and working so much. But thank you guys for being so patient with me. If you like what you saw, feel free to follow me on all of my socials at Lightskingagin on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. And remember to subscribe to Stardom's YouTube channel as well. Remember to subscribe to Stardom's YouTube channel to keep up with everything Stardom, as well as signing up at stardom-world.com to enjoy limitless hours from this promotion. Thank you once again for joining me. I am the Lightskingagin Denard Ramon for Pro Wrestling 60, and that was Joshi. Arigatou gozaimasu.